alongside me will be Rell Gibson and Matt Nowacki. We're going to run down the April 19th NBA highlights. We're also going to have Matt run down the NFL schedule that was released this week. We're also going to have our NBA fantasy draft. That was real fun and exciting. Look forward to that. And we'll have Rell run down the Madden cover. Also, this is the 100th episode of IB Sports. We will let you know what is to come in IB Sports in the future and reminisce on some of the happy times in IB Sports in the previous 99 episodes. This is IB Sports. Let's go. This is IB Sports. I'm BJ Griffin.
I'm Matt Nowacki. April 19th in the NBA, 3 games on the schedule. Let's get it started. First game on the tap, Celtics, Knicks. Game 1 went to the Celtics as Ray Allen was the hero. There's Carmelo Anthony. Rajon Rondo taking it coast to coast. Gets bumped a few times but finally finishes it like he always does.
Solid layup by Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo, 30.7 assists on the game.
Ray Allen right there doing what he does best, hitting that jumper. Melo backing down Paul Pierce, fadeaway, buckets.
Huge game for Carmelo Anthony, 42 points, 17 rebounds. There he is again with the big jump shot. This young man can play some basketball, and he's a great addition to the New York Knicks team.
Late in the fourth quarter, Kevin Garnett backs down Jared Jeffries, puts the 2 in, and that seals the deal for the Celtics as they take game 2, 96-93, headed back to New York.
We have the Orlando Magic Atlanta Hawks game. Dwight Howard hoisting that trophy. He is ready to get started. 46 points last game for him. And here we have it. This young man, Jamal Crawford, with the big time 3 from way downtown. Last year's 6th man of the year. He is always working in that team.
Speaking of working, look at this dirty work this garbage dog is doing. Dwight Howard, that's why he gets so many rebounds, all that hard work.
Yes, and we have Jason Richardson running back down there. Dwight Howard putting it back in. He's always down there making things happen. And here we have Joe Johnson driving the lane with the layup, making it happen for the Atlanta Hawks, or trying to make it happen in this game 2 effort, but they would be unsuccessful. Here we have Jason Richardson popping up for the 3, and that should do it. You have Orlando Magic. Final score of this game, 88. Atlanta Hawks, 82. Let's move it to the next game.
There's Jason Kidd as his Mavericks look to take a 2-0 lead on the Portland Trail Blazers. LaMarcus Aldridge had a great first game. Hopefully keep the same pace of game 2. Veteran move here by Jason Kidd. Pump fakes, draws the fender in there, then pulls the 3, nails the free throw.
Yes, and we have Gerald Wallace getting ready to kick it out to LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge, 24 points, 10 rebounds on this game, and a losing effort, but a great effort nonetheless
by Dirk. Look at him, backing, bait him down, loses the handles, gets it back, still fights, puts the bucket in, puts the Mavericks up 10 late in the 4th, and that's it, and that's all. 101-89 Dallas as they take a 2-0 lead, headed back to Portland.
That'll do it for our NBA highlights for April 19th for these playoffs. I wish we had a couple Peja Stojakovic plays in this package.
We haven't seen him since the Kings in the playoffs.
Yes, that young man had 21 points, and he is really working hard for that Dallas Mavericks team. Dallas Mavericks 2-up in that Blazers series. That'll do it for our rundown of the NBA Game 2 highlights. Now we're going to move into Matt Nowacki's rundown of the NFL regular season schedule released during the lockout, and we'll talk about his favorite games and the matchups that he likes, starting right now.
Let's do it. April 19th, 2011, the NFL released its 2011 regular season schedule. Let's hope that schedule comes to fruition as the lockout ends. I had a chance to look over at all the schedules of teams and pick 10 games that I think are the most intriguing. Let's start with the Week 1 matchups. The Bears take on the Falcons in Chicago. I'm a diehard Bears fan, and I have a lot of Falcons fans, so there's going to be a lot of trash talking for that. Jay Cutler, let's see how he's coming off that knee injury, that so-called knee injury, and see if he can get the Bears right on track with their first victory. Also, Week 1, if you don't get pumped up for this, you don't like football. AFC North battle. The Pittsburgh Steelers head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. These boys are going to be hitting. It's going to be Roethlisberger trying to outplay Ray Lewis, and Joe Flacco looking to keep his head on a swivel as James Harrison and Lamar Woodley come off the ends trying to trying to lay the pain. Another Week 1 matchup, very intriguing. Past 2 Super Bowl champs play each other as the New Orleans Saints head to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Aaron Rodgers looks to lead the Packers to where they left off, and Drew Brees is trying to go for another Super Bowl run. This is going to be a track meet because it's going to be warm in Green Bay, and the field's going to be fine. So both teams are just going to be passing. Look for a high-scoring track meet in that game. Week 1 also brings us to a very emotional game as the season opens up on September 11th, 2011, which is the 10-year anniversary of the terrorist attacks, as the New York Giants head to Washington to play the Redskins. So America will be tuned in for this game as both cities were attacked during the terrorist attacks in 2001. Let's move to a more higher note. Week 5, you got Green Bay again headed to Atlanta. Does anybody remember what happened when last time Green Bay came to Atlanta? Falcons fans don't remember. Green Bay fans do. That's right. The Packers laid the wood, 45-21 against the Falcons. Aaron Rodgers had a field day, and the Falcons look to get some revenge from that playoff defeat. Week 7 is a homecoming for Peyton Manning. He heads back home to New Orleans and the Superdome, where he saw his father play for the Saints and where he grew up as a child. The Colts are looking to resurrect that season where they started off slow and somehow crawled into the playoffs, and the Saints are just going to try to get back into the swing of things. This is a Week 9 matchup, so both teams should be right on pace, feeling perfect. Look for a nice scoring game. Good quarterback play, though, in that game. Let's move to another Week 9 matchup. The Green Bay Packers, again, they head out west to San Diego and take on Phillip Rivers. The Chargers are always known for their second half play in the season, and this game marks the beginning of the second half of the season. So look for Phillip Rivers to do work on the Packers this time. Week 12, we got another game involving Pittsburgh and the Kansas City Chiefs. This involves good quarterback play as Matt Castle is sound as they come and Ben Roethlisberger as ugly as they come in a literal sense as they take on the Chiefs and Jamar Charles' running game with Rashard Mendenhall running the ball for the Steelers. And this is a good note because when Kansas City Chiefs are good in football, it's good for the league. They have one of the best fan bases, and it's going to be exciting on that Sunday night game. And that'll do it for my top 10 most intriguing games for the 2011 season. I hope you enjoy. Matt Nowacki, and this is IB Sports. So me and the guys from IB Sports had a little fun. We made our own NBA All-Star teams, like a fantasy draft. We could each select a player, but the person could not be selected the same. So the rounds of the order was BJ, myself, Rell. So looking at the rosters, who do you think had a stacked roster at the end of it?
At the end of it,
Your opinion?
I'm liking BJ's roster right now because I know like Derrick Rose and Kobe, those two right there, just go ahead and.
Who's gonna? I mean, but if you look at it, he's got just no guys that are over like 6'9".
You're right, 6'8" and under club.
The 6'8" and under club.
You're right. So he's gonna be hurting down there in the rebound.
Even coming off his bench, he's got Lamar Odom.
Yeah, even though he's 6th man of the year, but the height's gonna hurt. But he has one man that can do work for him. Kevin Love. So.
Yeah, that guy's a dog down there. He works hard. And then you got Blake Griffin who can jump up the gym.
Just having an alert. Anybody just throw it up and he's going to get it. So that may help him out in a good. Matt kind of made me mad. He took 2 of my players, Russell Westbrook and Ray Allen. So that kind of threw me off a little bit.
When Derrick Rose got selected, in this first pick in the second round, and I was like, damn, I want a point guard too, But so Westbrook's kind of fast, not as strong as Rose, but they're kind of similar players. So I took him. Rell got mad, and he ended up taking a big guy. So in that round, and then I got LeBron and Russell Westbrook for my first 2 picks. So I'm thinking I just want a guy that can just go out and just pure shoot it. And I took Ray Allen, and this guy just went berserk after I took Ray Allen.
It seemed like all my picks were getting took. I know it sucks having 3rd pick, but I went ahead. There were still players left out there, so I went ahead and just got Durant and Dwight. So I went ahead and just took care of my scoring and my rebounding. And I know my point guards, I was just like, well, since D Rose is gone and Westbrook is gone, I was thinking, well, there's nobody else out there. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is the NBA. It's like a hella point guards out there.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and just went with Rondo.
Were you thinking like Chris Paul or Darren Williams?
I was thinking the one of those two, and I was just like, well, Rondo's been making it happen like lately for the past couple of years. So
yeah.
I went ahead and just picked him up.
Looking at your roster, you had Monte Ellis. You want to explain that one?
Monte Ellis is a personal favorite of mine. Energetic, dunking, shooting, the whole package. He's just, I know he's small, but when this guy's on, he scores. So I just needed a scorer. That's in my opinion. I know you guys are like, out of all the shooting guards, you choose Monte Ellis. This guy's, I think he deserves to be an all-star, but I know Matt's looking like,
he's a ball hog. He's a ball hog.
He's no ball hog. I don't think he's a ball hog. He could be a ball hog.
Going back to another funny moment during our draft was during the 6th man, and like we said, BJ had this like 6'8" and under people. So he selects Lamar Odom, and then we're like, Pau Gasol was out there, and he's like, son of a, you know what? And so he started kicking himself, and then I didn't feel like taking a 7-footer with my 6 man. I took Carmelo Anthony. Somehow he was still left, and then this man is the one that
I took Ball, but I think Melo's a ball hog because I just don't. Well, not ball. Yeah, he's a ball hog. I just don't. I think he doesn't take the right shots at the right time.
But if you look at my team, I have LeBron and Westbrook, who both like to dish it, and Ray Allen's not selfish. So if you have Carmelo in there, he'll just get his.
Now that's the problem. You have LeBron and Melo. We'll see how this one works out because
LeBron's unselfish.
Somebody's gonna be mad down there. Somebody's gonna be mad.
Explain what your Pau Gasol pick with the 6 man. Were you thinking anybody else? Because you already have 3 guys over 6'11".
I honestly was thinking Jamal Crawford because I just like his energy off the bench. I was like, wait a minute, I already have Dirk as a shooter, Durant as a shooter, Ellis as a shooter. Rondo really can't shoot, but he's my assist man, and he'll just feed Dwight down low. And I was just like, I may need another big body down there. So I went ahead with Gasol. He wasn't picked, and I know this guy's a beast power forward in the West. So that's why I went ahead with Gasol.
Well, take a look at our rosters. Let us know what you think, what you like, what you dislike. I know you should like mine. My team is stacked. BJ's team's a little small, and his team's just big. Got big men. So that's IB. This is IB Sports, and we'll head to the next segment with Rell.
Rell Gibson, IB Sports, here to talk about the dilemma between Michael Vick and Peyton Hillis for the Madden 2012 cover. Now, in the past years, I know at least when John Madden got started, which was like 1990 all the way to 2000, they had this fat man's face up on the cover all the way, just doing different poses and crap with his mic and football in his hand, and had other like players faded in the background, like playing football or some crap. Get that shit out of here. Give us real players and give us what we want. First player was Eddie George, 2001, to be on there. Actually started by himself, and then from then on, it's just been mostly quarterbacks. I know Culpepper, Vic was 2004, which he's in the talk this year. Donovan McNabb, Drew Brees, Brett Favre. I think the cover of Madden is fit just for quarterbacks, or offensive players. I know Ray Lewis was on there. I know for sure once, and I know 2010 they had Palomalu and Larry Fitzgerald sharing the cover. I wouldn't share no cover with nobody. If you not put me on there by myself, then damn it, put me up. Then I'll just do beast and then come on next year. But you have Peyton Hillis from the Browns on here going against Michael Vick. Now, I'm not trying to put Peyton Hillis down or anything. He rushed for over 1,200 yards. He did his thing. No discrimination, a white running back at that, which I have not seen. That's that beast. But it's Vick. And, some people say, oh, he's already had it. Give somebody else a chance. No! He beasted. He straight beasted this year. Came on to the Eagles and just went to work in games in stats, in anything. This guy, everybody was doubting him. You know, Vic won't be able to come back. Vic won't be able to do this. He won't be what he used to be. Yes, he will, and yes, he did. To all you doubters out there, this guy came back and just straight went ham on him. The only thing he might not want to worry. Well, only thing he worried about is tearing his ACL again. You know, the Madden curse that had been going on for years. But Drew Brees actually broke that. You know, he won the Super Bowl on Madden, didn't get injured. So the only thing he did was just get put out first round of the playoffs by a team with a losing record. Maybe that's the new curse. Maybe they just changed it over. You know what I'm saying? Did their thing. Or, you know, maybe that's just how it happened. But yeah, I think honestly Vic deserves it because he worked hard for it. No, like I said, I wasn't not putting down Peyton Hillis or anything. But I just, in my opinion, the coverage is more suitable for an offensive player or a quarterback at that. It's mostly, I know, quarterbacks and running backs that's been doing this thing. But I think Vic deserves it. Some people may doubt it. Some people may hate me for it. How about you go take your favorite player, damn man, put him on the Techno Bowl cover, and you can create your own thing and do your own thing there. But as far as the cover for this year, I think Vic has it. I need to see some more stuff, some more shine for Peyton Hillis before we could put him on the cover of anything. And I'm a Falcons fan. And, you know, I was loving him when he was on the cover before. Played with him, like, the whole time in 2004. He's on the Eagles now. I know Jonathan McNabb was on the Eagles. There'll be 2 Eagles on a Madden cover. And also the Titans. You know, Vince Young was on there. And also Eddie George was on there. So, these and they were offensive players at that. But I'm glad they took that sharing the cover thing on off. Because it reminded me of not a Madden. It reminded me more of like a Super Bowl matchup game with that cover on there. Like, oh, these are all the 2 best teams on there, and as soon as you play the game, start the game, these are only 2 teams you can pick. That's what it seemed like, but I just didn't like the sharing of the cover thing. It just seemed too fake to me, like some NFL street type junk or some backyard football type junk, which none of us plays. And if you do play it, then you good riddance, because Madden is the main game. Madden is what everybody looks forward to. Madden's what everybody bets money on. Tournaments around the country, tournaments around the world. Even in Times Square, they play on Madden. Have a tournament going around beating NFL players on the tour bus, and then have a little tournament in Times Square on the big screen. Everybody comes because everybody loves Madden. Point blank, EA Sports. But give me your thoughts on the Madden cover. What you think? Who you think should be it? Who your favorite player should be on there? Because honestly, I wouldn't pick none of these 2. I would pick Aaron Rodgers for the whole thing. Not just because he won the Super Bowl, but because he came in when Brett Favre got injured that one game against the Cowboys. I remember did his little thing. It was like, oh, well, we can work with this guy. And he came up, beat the Steelers in Super Bowl, and there you have it. Aaron Rodgers became champion. I believe that he should have got a Super Bowl pick. But this is my opinion. But give me your opinion, what your thoughts are. Once again, this is Rell G, IB Sports, signing off.
100th episode of IB Sports. We're going to let you guys know what is coming up in the future for IB Sports. First of all, podcast. Soon enough, you're going to be able to download IB Sports and put it on your iTunes, on your iPod, and take it wherever you want to go. What do you think of the podcast, bro? I know you got hella iPods in the stash.
Podcast. I have 4 iPods and stuff, and all of them be filled with podcasts. Now I have another one on the way, and that's gonna be just for IB Sports episodes only. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna say, you watch ESPN? No, you watch IB Sports then. What do you expect? Just shit out of it. Put out of this. Here you go. Oh, you need one too? Just have everybody watching numerous episodes and multiple times.
Yes, and also we will have mics coming in. I wanted to have the mics come in last week, but I got some and they didn't necessarily work on the camera we have, so I got to get in like a certain part, and we'll get the mics working very soon for all you guys who notice the audio detail and all that bullshit. You know, no outside noise, no air conditioning noise, none of any of that shit. Also, Twitter comment videos and comment response videos for everybody who's posting positive and negative comments. By the way, for the 100th episode of IB Sports, shout outs to everybody who left positive and negative comments. Anybody who has supported us through this whole IB Sports adventure. So what do you think of the comment videos? How are you gonna, you know, I know a lot of people leave bullshit, and there's a lot of people, what do you think?
A lot of people like it. A lot of people don't. Leave your comment. we'll respond.
And we will respond. Whether we respond positive or negative or not.
Like you respond positive or negative, we respond positive and negative. We'll give you feedback. You want feedback, we'll give you the whole Golden Corral of feedback. That's if you want it. You just let us know. This is IB Sports, what we do.
Yes, and also pretty soon here, this is the future here. We're gonna have Ustream in a second, or some kind of live stream. Now it may be a little while for that because I still have to get the equipment for that. But we're also gonna have a Ustream thing going, and also the website ibsportstv.com. We will have that in the future, in the months to come. All that to come. IB Sports. It has been a wild ride, epic adventure. What do you think? What was your favorite moment, so far these 100 episodes, IB Sports, or favorite kinds of episodes?
My favorite kind of episodes, IB Sports, we're going to take it way back when Rell G had the Mohawk.
I think I know where you're going.
And All-Star, I think it was first All-Star in Super Bowl. This was like a whole year, some months ago. And we just started from there, went in, and of course, everybody loves the NFL picks.
Oh yeah, I love those. Those were my favorite right there. The NFL picks when we turned when we made a tandem. We made it, both of us sitting here on this little. You can't see the little trunk. You know what? Better yet, we're gonna. I'll put up a picture of the studio. Here it is. A picture of the studio. Here's our lights, and here's the little green trunk we sit on. We're not sitting on chairs. We're sitting on this little military army trunk looking thing, and then we have the tall little green screen in the background. We actually had our studio changed multiple times. One time, the setup I like the most, and actually like these episodes a lot too, was when I had you downstairs. This is a little college dorm room, by the way. When I had you downstairs in front of the green screen on the couch. We had episodes where Rell G was sitting on the couch, and he was running down the little things. Of course, that would have been nice to have mics then too, because all that space is all that noise, you can hear the little echoes, but anyway, let us know what you want to see on IB Sports.
What you want to see? What sport? You let us know. We play rugby, hockey, horse racing.
IB Sports.
Okay, it doesn't make a difference.
We'll go international.
We'll go international.
In fact, we'll give it about 2 or 3 years. We'll be international. Well, it'll go from a team of 2 to a team of 225 globally.
25
multiple. That's it for the 100th episode of IB Sports. Thank all you guys for supporting us. This is Matt Nowacki, by the way, helping us with this. Is actually a class assignment, and you may see him in future IB Sports. So make sure to subscribe, comment, follow us on Twitter. Y'all have anything to say before we close this segment out?
Thanks for having me. You guys are good. I'm just glad I could be a part of it, hopefully for the future too.
It was hella fun having you.
I don't know why it sounds so freaking amped up. 100th episode, IB Sports. Matt will be here in the future. You already know we'll be here in the future. So let us know what you want to see. 100th episode, we doing this. We're going to keep on doing this. We can't be stopped.
IB Sports, BJ Griffin, Rell Gibson, Matt Nowacki, and we're signing off.